Welcome back to Daytime, everyone. One of our very favorite people is here. She is Kelly Diedring Harris, and she is Queen of the Jungle.
And as usual, she has brought along with her an interesting little creature that lives throughout the United States, and it's called a screech owl.
Hi, Kelly.
And this is my new accessory.
Yes, lovely glove you're wearing.
You say across the United States, everybody in the country has these in their backyards.
Screech owls in their backyard. Let's bring out Magoo.
What a great name.
If that is not the cutest little name you've ever heard for a screech owl.
As in Mr. Magoo with the big eyes?
Yep, you got it. There we go.
Oh, Magoo.
Now that's the, like, isn't it one of the smallest owls that there are?
He weighs less than an apple. Okay, so that's kind of a good comparison. Now, Magoo comes to us from the Suncoast Seabird Sanctuary. They rescue and rehabilitate wildlife, and not just seabirds, obviously. Birds of prey, songbirds. You know, one of the things I wanted to point out to people was that this is baby bird season. Now, Magoo is not a baby.
No, is Magoo full grown?
Magoo is full grown, 8 years old. Magoo is an education bird, so that's why he is so calm.
All right.
Look at him.
Isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah.
But people often find baby birds in their backyards, and they immediately bring them to a sanctuary, or they're worried that if they touch the baby bird, mom won't come back. That's actually a myth.
That's what I thought.
Right?
Yeah.
Birds don't have, most birds don't smell at all. Some birds have a little bit of a sense of smell. But what the best thing to do is to place the baby bird back, maybe up in the tree, maybe make a little nest for it, leave it in the area, and mom is more than likely going to come back for that little baby.
Now, how does mom come back and get the bird? Does mom physically pick the bird up?
She might, or she'll care for it right where it's at until it's ready to be released. She may have kicked that bird out of the nest. That bird may be ready to move on, and she may have kicked it out of the nest. So you don't want to mess with nature. And of course, Magoo is a fantastic example of what you should bring in, because he was injured, his wing was fractured. So the Seabird Sanctuary was actually able to rehabilitate Magoo, except he cannot be released. He wouldn't survive. So they're using him as an education animal. Now, you see how he's kind of like looking behind. Do you think like he can turn his neck all the way around?
Well, people say that,
I say
but
no.
That can't be,
You got it. No, they can't. Now, owls don't have eye muscles like you and I do. So you and I can be staring one way and look over there and look over there without turning my neck. But he can't do that, so he's got to turn his whole head all the way around just to see behind him.
But they can go 180.
Yeah, they can do about a 3/4 degree turn, but he can't turn his head all the way around. That would be physically impossible.
You're not a screw top.
Now, what screech owls eat, a lot of people ask, what does he eat? First of all, like we said, he's not a baby, he's full grown. This little owl would eat mice, flying insects, moths, small snakes, other baby birds.
How many of these are there in the United States?
Well, lucky for us, this is not an endangered animal. So there are thousands, hundreds of thousands. This is an eastern screech owl, which lives in the eastern half of the United States. But then when you go to the western half of the United States, there are western screech owls. So thankfully, there is enough habitat left for screech owls. They're doing pretty well.
Should you ever feed them, or are they fine on their own?
They are fine on their own. They are a bird of prey. They are a top predator. In fact, they have silent flight, which means if you are a mouse, you had no chance.
Stealth.
Okay, now you call it a screech owl, but do you hear them? What kind of sound do they make?
Oh gosh, I can't even make it. It's like a trill. Kind of a kind of like a really, one of the volunteers was making it earlier, and it was a really neat noise. You do hear them, and you don't realize what you're hearing. In fact, you might hear them in the middle of the day. They are nocturnal, but they might be awake in the day, morning, early evening hours, and they make a really cool kind of a trill.
Oh, it's so
And they do make a screeching noise, but not as often. That is where they get that name, the screech owl.
What would happen if I touched him?
He doesn't like to be touched.
I will not touch him.
But thank you for asking first.
It's so funny how often you come in here with animals and we go, can we touch it? And you go, no.
No.
And thank you for that.
Yes, and people say, you know, does it bite? Well, anything with a mouth can bite. Okay, and he is an education animal, so he's calm and comfortable, but you certainly don't want to touch him. And if you do find an injured bird or injured wildlife, if you're in the southeast, you can call the Suncoast Seabird Sanctuary. If you are elsewhere, you just want to Google wildlife rehabilitators in your area or somebody that's a licensed wildlife rehabber. So an individual might have a license to help the babies.
Kelly Diedring Harris, Queen of the Jungle, and Magoo. Thank you.
Thanks, Magoo.
Love having you here. All right, still ahead on Daytime. We've got all kinds of great stuff coming up, including some great gift ideas for dear old Dad.
Really cool stuff, so stay with us.
Thank you, Magoo.